pose. Toes together, knees out wide. And reach your arms out in front of you like you're stretching open your heart, stretching open your core. You can press into the mat with your hands, or you can pull as you reach your hips back. You can use your hands to pull your heart forward. You can wiggle from side to side, opening up your hips. If this is painful on your knees, you can always fold up your mat to pad your knees. Exhale everything out, rinse out. It's all, everything that happened until now is gone. Take a few breaths to land here. Inhale through your core, inflate your hips with breath. Exhale, rinse all the old stale breath out. Inhale, wide ribs. Feel your ribs expand with your breath. Exhale, press all the breath out. Come into downward facing dog. Curl your toes under, lift your hips up and back. Place your hands at about shoulder width apart, so maybe a little wider, Cindy, with your hands. Yeah, there you go. And you can start to bend your knees right and left, right and left. You're just waking up into your body now. So you've been awake, but maybe your body was still a little sleepy, a little stiff. Yeah, so pedal out however it feels good to you. You can move your heels to one side and then the other. You can bend your knees right and left. Exploring your body. How is my body showing up for me today? How can we work together? Body and mind working together. Inhale, float your right leg up behind you without kicking over any lamps or tables or small children or dogs. Bend your knee and stack your hips one on top of the other. And you can do hip circles with the top leg and just make circles in one direction if that feels good. And then make sure you go the other direction so that you're opening up your hip. Inhale, straighten your right leg out, lift it high. Exhale, lower your right leg down. Other side, inhale your left leg up, move it up with your breath. Start moving with your breath. Bend your knee and stack your hips. And if that caused you to have your shoulders kind of go out of whack, pull your left armpit up or right armpit up as you lower your left armpit down. Make circles one direction and then the other. Breathe as you go. Inhale, straighten your leg. Exhale, lower it back down. Inhale to high plank. That's the top of a push-up. Exhale back to down dog. Warming up your shoulders. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Two more of those. Inhale, high plank. Widen your collarbones. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, high plank. High plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, look to the front of your mat. Exhale, walk very gently to the front of your mat. Take tiny steps, lift your hips high. When you get all the way to the front between your hands, inhale and come up halfway. Scoop your heart forward. Exhale, bow forward, rag doll. Separate your feet hip width apart. And then bend your knees a lot so that you can let your upper body just waterfall over your lower body. And you can take a hold of opposite elbows if that feels good. You could interlace your fingers at the base of your skull and use that as a weight to extend your spine. Inhale and draw your low belly up toward the sky. Exhale, let your upper body soften down toward the earth. You can bend your knees right and left and right and left. Lindsay, bend your knees even more so that your ribs are touching your thighs. Yeah, it's like that. It's not such an intense forward fold yet. Exhale everything out and forward fold. Press into your mat with your feet. Inhale and rise up, reach up. Stretch for the ceiling or the clouds. Pull your low belly and maybe even look up, look back. Exhale, land your hands at your heart center. Heel toe your feet back together. Soft bow of your head. 3 ohms together. Exhale everything out. Big inhale for Om. Breathe in, rinse out. Sun salutation, hey, let's party. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Scoop your heart, lift your toes. Exhale, step back to the top of a push-up. This first one's modified. Bring your knees down. Inhale, send your heart forward. Exhale, slowly lower all the way to the ground, modified chaturanga. Low cobra, slide your hands forward, lift your elbows. Inhale and pull your heart forward and up. Down dog. Exhale, bring your hands back under your shoulders, pull your belly in and go back. Head goes back last. And right here, ujjayi, ujjayi. It means victorious breath. So have that sound and quality like your team just scored a goal. There's like a at the back of your throat, but it's a deep inhale through the nose and a deep exhale through the nose. Inhale and press your hand bones down to the mat as you lift your hips up and back. Exhale, from your sitting bones, reach down through your heels. Inhale, look toward the front of your mat. Exhale, walk toward the front of your mat, exhaling as you go. When you get all the way forward, inhale and halfway lift. Breathe in. Bow forward, breathe out. Rise and shine, breathe in, go up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low push-up. This time your knees can be up or down. Inhale, cobra, low cobra, maybe up dog. Press your toenails into the mat. Down dog. Send your hips up and back. Find a spot that's not moving and focus your gaze there. That's called drishti. It's the space where you focus with your eyes and sometimes with your intention. And then let your eyes soften around that spot. See what you see. Inhale, look to the front of your mat, bend your knees. Exhale, walk or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, come up halfway, lift your toes, lift your heart. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Spin your inner thighs back as your heart moves forward. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows go straight back. Inhale, cobra, low cobra, maybe up dog. Bend your elbows so you can claw your heart through. Down dog. Put those tiny bends in your elbows out to the right and left, just a little, and then down to the earth, and then hug your inner arms in like you're squeezing a beach ball. Take a big breath into your upper back. Exhale and wrap your shoulder blades around your back as you pull your low belly in. Inhale, look to the front of your mat, bend your knees. Exhale, walk, step, or float. Inhale, halfway lift, inner thighs back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise and shine, go up. Exhale, land your hands at your heart. Sun salutation B, bend your knees. Inhale, chair, sweep your arms forward, up, and then back toward your ears. Exhale, bow forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back to the top of a push-up and lower down to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Warrior one, right side. Step your right foot firmly between your hands. Spin your back heel down. Inhale and rise up. One breath, go up. Exhale, hands to the mat, chaturanga. Step back, high to low, push up. Lower down. Inhale, up dog. Put the crown of your head up through the ceiling. Down dog. Left side, warrior one. Step your foot between your hands and plant. Inhale, you rise high, go up. Exhale, let it go. High to low, push up. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Use your whole hand to claw the earth back as you go up. Down dog. Breathe here. So use down dog to nourish yourself, to reconnect to Ujjayi. Make the sides of your feet parallel to the sides of your mat. Send your inner thighs back. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees low. Exhale, walk or fly to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Bow forward, breathe out, relax your neck right away. Inhale, chair, Utkatasana, chair pose. Lean into your heels, lift your heart. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, long spine like you're looking over the edge of a cliff. Exhale, chaturanga, go back. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Hug your inner ankles to the midline and up dog. Down dog. Warrior one, right side. Plant your right foot. From roots, rise up. Breathe in, go high. Chaturanga, go low. Then you flow with grace, with ease, with breath. Up dog, breathe in, fill up. Down dog, breathe out. Left side, warrior one. Inhale, rise up high. Exhale, chaturanga, let it go. And you flow. Move like honey moves, mellifluously. Down dog. Fan the bones of your hands out. And then press down and forward with your hands so you can lift your hips up and back. Inhale and get long through your spine. Exhale, root your heels toward the earth. Inhale, look to the front of your mat, bend your knees really low. Exhale, float or fly, hips high. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Utkatasana, chair pose, like you're throwing confetti in the air, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Get long in your spine. Chaturanga, breathe out. Up dog or cobra. Down dog. Warrior one, right side. Plant your foot, rise high. Plant both feet. Chaturanga, go low. Upward facing dog, you're catching fire now. Add fuel to the fire with your breath. Down dog. Left side, warrior one. Roots to rise high, go up, maybe even a little bit back. Exhale, chaturanga. Elbows go straight back. Inhale, up dog. Shoulders away from your ears. Down dog. So you have permission to modify as you see fit in the moment. And if you're feeling fit and healthy, do the practice the way I'm calling it. And if something doesn't feel right, trust that your own body knows what it needs to do. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, walk, step, or float to the front of your mat like a butterfly. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Chaturanga, go back. Up dog or cobra, lift your heart. Down dog. Warrior one, right side. Plant your feet and from firm foundations, go up. Chaturanga, go low, let it go. Upward facing dog, make your collarbones wide. Good, downward facing dog, y'all did that. Left side, warrior one. Breathe in, fill up. Chaturanga, empty out. High to low, push up. Press all the breath out when you go down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, look forward to the front of your mat. Look maybe about 12 inches in front of your hands. Commit to going where you're looking. Bend your knees. Exhale, float to where you're looking. Hop. Yes, nice. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair. Breathe in. Bow forward, breathe out. Halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Down dog. Listen for the change. Inhale, float your right leg up to the sky. Like you're raising a flag. Bend your knees, stack your hips, and then you flip your dog. Make sure you don't land on an actual dog or something in the way. And if you don't want to flip your dog, that's okay too. But if you can, reset your feet. So Carrie, reset your feet completely like you're doing wheel. Yes, like that. And then press into both feet. Draw your shoulders away from your ears, open your heart. And everyone, instead of stretching your arm out, bend your top elbow like a cactus and squeeze it into the rib cage. Squeeze your shoulders to your spine, lift your heart more. Okay, high plank. Side plank, right arm or right forearm right under your shoulder, left arm to the sky. There you go. You can take the modification. So try this. So some of you are taking a modification. Actually, I want everybody to try this. So while you're in side plank, take your top leg and step over in front so that your top leg is pressing down. So Albina, show them if they can't get it. So you're in side plank, but the top leg is over, and then press down into that front leg to lift your hips. Try that as a different modification. So now you know what that feels like too. And then you can take whatever version you want. You can stack your feet. You can take your shin, you can take your big toe. This is where you get to express. But I just wanted you to see that modification, feel it, and now express what you want to express. Okay, chaturanga, let it go. Upward facing dog. Pinky toenails into the mat. Downward facing dog. Right foot crescent warrior. Step your foot in between your hands. Inhale and rise up into crescent. Come on up. Hands to your heart. Twist. Left elbow, right knee. And then right away, long breath. In, fill up. Long breath out. Lift your back heel so it's right over your toes. And imagine that you could breathe through your back heel. Inhale and get long through your left leg, up through your left ribs, up through your heart, out through your crown. Exhale, roll your heart open. Ease your shoulders down your back as you pull your heart through your arms. Listen for the transition. Squeeze your inner legs and draw your core in. Inhale up into crescent warrior. A little different. Exhale, open up warrior two. Take a big breath here. Draw your shoulders onto your spine. Exhale, extended side angle. Right forearm, right thigh. Float your left arm up to the sky. So instead of alongside your ear right now, it's up toward the sky. And then put a little bend in your top elbow so that you can draw your left shoulder blade even more onto the spine. Open your heart. Nice, Anna. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, pull your belly in and tuck both sitting bones to your back heel as if you could touch your tailbone to your back heel. Dig in with your back heel. If you want a variation like an arm a bind or a half bind, you could do that. If you want to now slide your arm alongside your ear so that you're stretching out your side body, you can do that. Inhale, fill your body with breath. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat, chaturanga, vinyasa. Vinyasa means to link together. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, empty out, lift your hips. You have another side. Inhale, lift your left leg to the sky. Exhale, bend your knee, stack your hips, and then flip your dog. You could have gratitude that you only have 2 sides instead of 8. Otherwise, we'd be here till tomorrow just to get through 1 yoga pose. You'd have to do all 8 of your sides. Slide your shoulders away from your ears. Press firmly into your legs. Yeah. Some of you are doing this more like wild thing, and you can do it more like wheel so that your feet are set and you have support from your legs. Albina, show them the wheel version. There you go, like that. Yes. Okay, high plank. Side plank. So create it. You create it from the earth up. You are creating the pose, right? You're not like doing the pose. You're creating the pose with your energy, your breath. Flex your toes back toward your shins. The bottom leg or bottom hip wants to shove forward. So bring the 2 hips in one line by drawing the bottom hip back and the top hip forward a little until they're stacked, and then lift both hips. Maybe even lift your top leg, maybe even catch a hold of it, maybe take a modification. And then right now, breathe in and enjoy. This is my offering today. This is what I got. And it's enough. Okay, let that go. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Even if I fall out of it, it's enough today. Down dog. Left side, crescent warrior. Bring your knee toward your nose and then plant your hand or plant your foot. Inhale, rise up into crescent. 1 breath takes you up. Hands to your heart. Exhale and twist the other way. And then right away, breath. So they're in a twist. The order of things is first extension, and that's usually an inhale. Inhale and extend your spine away from your hips and get longer through your torso. Then on the exhale, rotation. Rotate at your upper back, mid ribs. Cinch and hug your outer hips, inner thighs in to create stability. Then from stability, possibility. You could open your arms. You could stay here and just breathe deeper. That's another way to go deeper, is to stay where you're at and breathe deeper. Jordan, lift your right hip about 2 inches. There you go. Inhale back to crescent. Hug inner thighs in for balance. Yeah. Exhale, open up, warrior 2. Take a breath here in warrior 2. Exhale, extended side angle. Left forearm to your thigh, right arm to the ceiling. If you want to take it a little deeper, you can place your hand on a block on the earth. Marty, slide your left shoulder away from your ear. Yes, that little subtle thing opens up the left side of your heart. Draw your shoulder blades, bottom tips of your shoulder blades to the spine. Everyone, inhale and lengthen your heart away from your hips. Exhale, lower your left sitting bone and reach it back to your back heel. Fully expressed right here with your breath. Take a moment to enjoy it. Exhale, chaturanga, vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. Plant your thumbs and your index finger even more. Down dog. Huge breath in, fill up. Open your mouth and let the tension out. You can even let your tongue come out. Inhale, look to the front of your mat, bend your knees low. Exhale, walk, step, or float there. Halfway lift, flat spine. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Chair prayer twist, thunderbolt prayer twist. Hands to your heart, left elbow, right knee. So start at the bottom where you're touching earth. You always start the pose, and even looking at a pose from the foundation. Plant your feet at 12 o'clock, and then draw your left knee back in line with your right knee, left hip in line with your right hip. Ease your hips down toward the mat like they're anchoring you. Heels and hips are anchors. Then from the anchors, raise your sail of your heart, lift your heart up. You could open your arms, shoulders, ease down your back. Back bend your heart open. We're going to do it slightly differently today. Inhale, chair pose. Hands to your heart. Exhale and twist the other way. And then you create it from the earth, from your core, from hugging thighs in. That gets you center line. Low belly gets you core. And then from center line, from your core, express out. Maybe that means you lift your heart more. Maybe it means you open your arms. But maybe it means your expression is in the breath and ease. Remember, you're balancing effort and ease. If it's all effort, then there's no space to grow into. It just becomes tense. But if it's all ease, that's also no space to grow. So you blend it 50-50, like making a cake. It's effort and ease. Release, forward fold. Separate your feet to hip width apart, fingers to big toe pose. So at least hip width, maybe even a little wider. I like to go a little wider for more stability. And then interlace your fingers, first two fingers around your big toes. Pull on your toes. Let your elbows go out to the right and left, like you're telling somebody a secret, like you're going to nudge them. And the secret is relax your upper body. Inhale. Lift your low belly and your arches and your feet up toward the sky. Exhale, pull with your arms as you relax everything in your upper body except your arms. Let the crown of your head dangle down. Padahastasana, gorilla pose. Stand on your hands. So now you're switching the arm position to where you're standing on your hands. Slide your fingers and your hands all the way to the wrist if you can. That might mean you bend your knees a lot to get your whole hand underneath. And then press down onto your hands, and at the same time, pull up with your hands, creating a little tug of war at your feet. Firm your thighs up and spin your inner thighs back. Inhale and widen your sitting bones. Exhale, pull with your arms as you let the crown of your head rinse down toward the mat. Release that. Crow pose. So arm balance time. Start with your toes together and your knees out wide. And then let your upper body be really low between your knees. So Rodolfo, toes together, knees out wide. You're making a diamond. And then bring your upper body in and plug the backs of your arms into your shins. Lift your belly, lift your heels, and maybe your toes come up. Breathe here, stay here. If that's not happening for you today, Malasana, that's the squat. And then in Malasana, lift your heart. 2 more breaths here. If you want, you can start to straighten your arms even, make it even more challenging. Yeah, breath in. Chaturanga, breath out. You can shoot back. Nice, Albina, I saw you. Up dog or cobra. There you go, Becky. Down dog. Whether you shot back or not is irrelevant. You still got to pay your taxes. You'll still have your heart broken, but it's fun to try. Okay. Inhale, look forward to the top of your mat. Exhale, walk, step, or float forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Chair pose, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Long spine, breathe in. Chaturanga Dandasana, breathe out. Up dog or cobra. Point your toes, Becky. Here you go. Down dog. Crescent warrior. Step your right foot between your hands. Inhale and rise up into crescent. Squeeze inner thighs in. Lift your back heel. Open up warrior two. Triangle. Straighten your front leg. Inhale, reach your fingertips long. Exhale and tilt. So this is triangle, but instead of try harder angle, make it try easy angle. Let yourself bring some ease to it. Put a little teeny tiny bend in your front knee, and actually all of your joints have little tiny bends in them. Press down and out through your feet. At the same time, hug your heels magnetically, inner thighs toward one another. Inhale, grow long through both sides of your torso, from your hips to your armpits, get longer. Exhale, tuck your tailbone and sitting bones to your back heel, plug in. Open up your heart. Separate leg forward bend. Listen for the transition. Bring your left arm down and turn your toes toward the left side of your mat, all in one move. You don't need to come up to do that. You just turn. Hands on the mat, or you can take a hold of your big toes or the outsides of your feet. Inhale, lengthen your spine as you lift your low belly up. Exhale, bow forward. If you're pulling with your arms, let your elbows bend and move back toward your legs. There you go, Cheryl. Draw your shoulder blades away from your ears even more, Cheryl. So yes, they're sliding up. So the legs are working immensely, and your upper body, other than your arms, it's like a waterfall. Your strong, granite, powerful legs are engaged. But your upper body is soft and fluid like a waterfall. Take a big breath into your upper back. Exhale, feel for widening your collarbones as you soften the top palate of your mouth down to the ground. Pyramid. Walk your hands around to your front foot. Turn your front toes, that's the right one, at 12 o'clock, and step your back foot in about a foot to a foot and a half, and a little bit to the left. Front toes at 12, back toes at about 10. Inhale, use your hands to pull, get your heart longer. Exhale, press into your big toe and your fingertips to draw your right hip back, and lift your left hip to the sky. Forehead to your shin. Use the pose as medicine, not something to force yourself into, but rather something to dance with, something to study yourself in. It's another shape. So just be in that inquiry. Who am I being for me right now? Twisting triangle. Left hand to a block, the earth or your shin. Right hand to your right hip crease is one option. Right hand to your low back or sacrum is another option, especially if you have a tweaky back, just to remind yourself to keep the sacrum stable. Or right hand to the sky if you're feeling good. Press into your big toe mound and spin your inner thighs back. Inhale, grow long through your torso. Exhale, turn your heart open. Technically, the bottom hand, energetically, even though it's rooted, is like it's dialing a clock counterclock, or a dial counterclockwise, so you can draw your left shoulder away from your ear and down your back. Release, chaturanga, vinyasa. And you go. You could always skip the vinyasa if you're like, man, that's a lot of chaturangas. You could also go to no yasa, like I'm not doing that. And if you can, do. Step your left foot forward into crescent. Inhale and rise up high. Open up, warrior two. Triangle, straighten your front leg. Inhale, reach your fingertips, really, 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 really long stretch, and then tilt. Trikonasana. I think it's technically Utthita Trikonasana. Sandra, shorten your top ribs a little bit from hip to armpit. Shorten them out. Top ribs. Make them shorter. And then extend your bottom ribs more. So you'll feel more length in the top. Use this opportunity to open your hand, to open your heart. Separate leg forward bend. Don't come up. Just let your top arm come down. Turn your toes to the, to the other side. I think that's the right side of your mat now. Interlace your fingers at your low back if that's possible. And if you can press palms, amazing. If that's not even happening for you, you can take a different arm position with your hands on the ground. Inhale, lengthen your sternum. Find a little baby back bend. Exhale, bow forward. So your fingers may be interlaced and they may be starting to move toward the ground. Imagine putting the crown of your head onto the ground rather than your forehead. And then you create it from the ground up. Bring your hands back to your hips, release your arms, pyramid pose. Walk your hands around and set it up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. So kind of phase one is you set the conditions, right? You get the alignment, you get your breath moving. And step two is you make little adjustments. You can wiggle your hips from side to side. And then step three is once you've done all the sort of fixes and little things, take a pause here and enjoy it. You get to enjoy your yoga practice. Twisting triangle. Sometimes enjoy means I'm enjoying the idea, the feeling that I'm getting stronger, even though right now, dang, right? Sometimes that's the way you enjoy it. Like, I'm going to really enjoy what this gives me access to. Draw your left hip back and lift your right hip to the sky. A lot of you guys are like dropping your right hip way down. Instead, pick it up and hug your left hip in, cinch up. Inhale, get long. Exhale, bow. Chaturanga, let it go. Up dog or cobra. Down dog.
Where's Mom? She wanted me to say bye to her. Sorry.
Huge breath in. Fill, 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 fill. And then open your mouth, let it out. Empty, 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 out. Do that again. Inhale, fill, 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 fill. And then open your mouth, empty, 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 out. Inhale to high plank. That's the top of a push-up. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, look to the front of your mat. Exhale, walk, step, float, or fly to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Utkatasana, breathe in. Straighten your legs, bring your hands to your heart. Tadasana, breathe out. Balancing series. Eagle pose. Inhale, stretch your arms up to the sky. Jordan celebrated. She was really excited about that. Wrap your right arm under your left and your right leg over your left. Braid everything up. And then sit low. Most of y'all know this pose. But what I get excited about is what don't I know yet about this pose? So a lot of you are leaning forward. Make an intent to straighten your spine as much as possible, as if you're sliding down a wall. And then sit your hips low. Draw your right side belly in and up. Release and unwind your arms, reach up. One breath, go right to the other side. Left arm under, left leg over. Braid it all up. So you're wrapping your inner thighs internally toward one another, and ultimately you're bringing your whole back body around to the front and cinching it up, just like they do at the burrito store, right? It's like everything wraps around, somehow everything pulls in as your back body expands. Make the back of your neck long. And as you're drawing your elbows down, lift your heart high. Release. Inhale, arms up, reach up. We're going to go right into the first side again. Right arm under, right leg over. Braid them up. So the first one was the warm up, and now that you're a little more open, maybe you go a little deeper. And one way to go deeper is to go deeper into feeling. So there's physically deeper, and then there's energetically deeper. Where can I send breath to that maybe hasn't had access to breath yet? Soften your teeth, your jaw. Some of you are gritting in your teeth. Instead, pull your belly in. Use it where you need it. Inhale, unwind your arms, spread your eagle wings, and go right into the other side. Exhale, left arm under, left leg over. So continue wrapping your thighs, and even if your foot is not getting there, it's not, you don't bring resignation to that, like, oh, my foot's never going. You bring determination, right? And so you just think, this is the direction I'm going, and someday, maybe this is going to happen for me. Sit between 2 and 7 inches lower. Breathe out. Inhale, unwind your arms, go up. Exhale, land your hands at your heart. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, which is standing fingers to toe pose. Bring your left hand to your hip, bring your right shin up or your right foot up, and catch a hold of your shin or your big toe. And if you've got your big toe, straighten your leg. Stand up straight and tall like you're a column holding up the ceiling. So, Jordan, I'd really rather you just hold your shin, frankly. Yeah, because that way you get to create the energy of the pulse. So bring your right hand on your shin and pull it up. Yes. Draw your right shoulder back. If you fall, great. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring your right leg out to the right, holding your shin. Yeah. Left hand can stay on your hip, or left hand can go out to the side like you're serving a platter to someone. So, Rosalind, hold more under your knee instead of all the way to your ankle, but like as if you're just holding on to the front of your knee, not the back. Hold the front. Yeah, and bend your knee, Rosalind. Bend your knee. Yeah, hold it while it's bent. Yes, make it easier. Inhale back to center. Bring your hands to your hips. And we're going to do it a little bit differently. Inhale, raise your right knee up toward your chest. Lift your chest up toward your knee. Exhale, straighten and point your toe. Really point it. Yes. Inhale, bend your knee up high. Bend your knee. Exhale, straighten and point your toe. Yes. Inhale, bend your knee up high. Without lowering your knee, exhale, straighten and point your toe. Oh. Inhale, lift your knee up high. Airplane, bring your arms out by the side and swing through to airplane. It might help to make that sound. If it doesn't hurt anyway. Flex your toes. And now dial, good assist, Ashley. And then you just do your practice, eh? And then dial your outer hip to the ground, inner thigh to the sky. Kimberly's doing great. Draw your shoulders onto your back, even more, roll your thumbs to the sky. Lindsay, lift your heart up a little bit so you're parallel to the ground. Half moon, left hand to the earth, or a block. or the sky. Becky, bring your block back so that it's under your hand is under your shoulder. That's, yeah, so you're stacking your bones. Flex your toes and press through your lifted heel. Bring your thigh in line with your hip so that it's a little bit up and out from your hip. Feel for your top thigh bone lifting up and out of your hip, out of the socket. If you want to back bend your heart open, you can catch your top foot with your top hand. Maybe even lean your head back as you press your foot into your hand. That's called sugar cane. You can try it. If it feels terrible, don't do it. Release, ragdoll, shake it out. Oh, man, that's a lot of time on one leg, isn't it? Dang. I have wonderful news. You have another side. Inhale and reach all the way up to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Switch sides. So bring your right foot down, pick your left shin up. Yeah, maybe it's the big toe. And then create it from the ground up. Plant the four corners of your earth through the bottom of the mat like you're growing roots into the ground. Draw your left shoulder and left hip back like you're drawing back a bow. Lift up your heart. Take a huge breath in. Exhale, send your left leg left. And just like yesterday, you can stay in one spot, focusing on one spot, or you could play with it. Like, can I look even further right? Get to that I don't know moment. I don't know is a great place to be in your practice. Like, I don't know if I can actually stay balanced here. And it makes you kind of come back to that feeling of being a beginner, like, whoa. Inhale back to center. Bring your hands to your hips. Bend your knee up toward your chest. Take a big breath in. Don't lower your knee, and exhale, straighten and point your toes. Yes. Inhale, bend your knee up high. Lift your heart up a little bit. Exhale, straighten and point your toes. Woo! Inhale, lift your knee even higher. Exhale, straighten and point your toes. Dang! Inhale, lift your knee up. Airplane, arms out by your sides. Swing through to airplane. Active back leg. Imagine that you were flying. And if you're the nose of the airplane, that's the top of your heart. If that went down, you would crash, right? So lift it. Lift the top of your heart. It's like when you're surfing, the tip of the surfboard, you don't want it to go under the water, right? You want it to stay up. So lift. Half moon. Ardha Chandrasana. We have a full moon right now. And half moon here. Press through your heel, flex your toes back. Ardha means half, Chandra means the moon. What are the qualities of the moon? Luminous, radiant, bright, open, mysterious. Embody that. If you want to do the back bend version, do it. If you're like, I don't think I want to do it, don't do it. Okay, ragdoll. I saw you, Anna. Yeah, shake it out. Man, that's a lot. Blah. Press into your feet. Inhale and roll all the way up to the sky. Exhale, land your hands at your heart. Let's dance. Dancer's pose. Shift your weight into your left leg. Pick your right foot up from the inside. Inhale, float your left arm to the sky. Exhale, press your foot into your hand. Right away, deep breath. Feel for arching your heart up away from your back leg and spread your back toes. So Sandra, I think you have your foot from the outside. I can't tell. If you don't, you can ignore me, but otherwise grab it from the inside. Yes. Lift your heart a little higher. Release. Switch. Right foot down, left foot up. Pick up your left foot from the inside. Inhale, reach your right arm up, right alongside your ear. Exhale and press. Press your foot into your hand even more so that you create a bow. Greek philosopher once said that life is a bow. It's tension and release. Tension and release. So create the tension and then send the arrow of your heart forward. Like you're shining a headlight straight ahead. Inhale, slowly come all the way up. Exhale, release. Dang, we should do that again. It was so fun. Shift your weight into your left leg. Pick up your right foot from the inside. Inhale, lift your left arm up. Exhale, press. Create center line by pressing your back foot into your hand and your hand into your foot, and then roll up from the center line so that your outer hip rolls, lifted hip rolls down, and then you roll up through your heart. Maybe you can bring your torso down more as you press back. When you press back firmly, it's easier to go down so that you're counterbalancing. Inhale, come up. Release, other side. Pick up your left foot from the inside. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Exhale, press. This pose reminds me of this quote from Iyengar. He said, "My body is the bow. My breath is the arrow. And my soul is the target." My body is the bow. You're making a bow now. My breath is the arrow. I direct it. My soul is really the target here. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. Oh, shake that out. Tree pose. Shift your weight into your right leg. Pick up your left leg. You can place your ankle right above your left heel right above your ankle, and toes can be on the ground, or you can go to shin, or you can go to thigh. Just avoid the knee, please. Press down through the four corners of your foot. Create center line by pressing your hands together and your legs together. Create core energy by drawing your low belly in and up. Ease your shoulders away from your ears. Lengthen your tailbone to your heels. And now if you want to go up and out from that stability, from your center, you can reach your arms up and out. You can take cactus arms. You could even look up. You could even start to look back. Keep tucking your tailbone down as you go up and back. Release. Other side. Left foot down, right foot up. And then you do from earth to center line, from muscles to the bones, from the skin to the muscles to the bones, you draw inward all the way into the center of your bones, to the center of your core. And then with your breath, you radiate out from the center, softening. When you're ready, you can bring your arms up. You don't have to, but you could. Maybe you find a baby back bend in it. Maybe you look up. Maybe you get to that point where like, I'm maybe going to fall over, but I don't know. And release. Hands to your heart, lower your leg. Tadasana. Saunter back up to the front of your mat if you wandered off. Exhale everything out. And let's flow. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow. Half lift, breathe in. Chaturanga Dandasana, breathe out. You can always just step to down dog too. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. We're moving to the floor. Inhale to high plank, and then slowly lower all the way to the mat. Left ear on the mat, relax asana. This is a little mini shavasana. Just to let all of the goodness land in your body and to relax for a minute. Inhale and balloon breath into your upper back, your hips. Exhale and let all the tension out. Like you're emptying out a tire or balloon, like. Locust variation 1. Bring your chin on the mat, palms facing down, reaching back toward your toes. You can do that little leg adjustment we did yesterday if you want. Inhale, lift your upper body up. Maybe your arms come up. And then if your low back is okay, legs come up. Otherwise, if your low back is tweaky, keep your legs planted. Make the back of your neck long. So Cindy, instead of looking so much up, look down a little and then lift the back of your skull. There you go. Roll your thumbs toward the sky. There you go. Reach back energetically through your big toes. Send your heart forward and up. Breathe in, lift. Okay, lower. Opposite ear, opposite shoulder. Relax. Locust variation number 2. Interlace your fingers behind your back. If you can press palms, great. Draw your shoulder blades to your spine. Inhale and lift up. If that's tweaky on your shoulders, do the first version again. And then come on up, legs up, inner thighs. Inhale, lift your inner thighs to the ceiling. Exhale, roll the pinky toe edges of your feet toward the earth. Draw your collarbones wide, and then breathe into the top of your heart. Release. Opposite ear, opposite shoulder, relax. It's like a little mini shavasana. Bow pose, Dhanurasana. Catch your feet from the outside. Bend your knees, yeah. Rodolfo, come on. I see you. Catch your feet. You can do one at a time. Press your feet into your hands. Inhale and lift. So the pose really is driven by the strength of your legs pressing into your arms. Your upper body is merely sort of holding on so that you can send a lot of breath into your heart. Lengthen out the back of your neck and lift the crown of your head to the sky, even if that's not how you typically do it, to feel what it feels like to get that length. Release. Opposite ear, opposite shoulder. Take a breath in. Big breath out. Let's do that again. Bow pose, Dhanurasana. How lucky am I? I get to do 2 bow poses. Press your feet into your hands and come on up. Make your toes really active, so spread your toes. There you go. Imagine you're squeezing a block between your thighs and sending that block up to the ceiling, so spiraling your thighs up. Now breathe into the opening in the bones of your chest. Marty, make the back of your neck long just for this once. Yes, feel it that way. Tuck your chin into your throat and then lift the little ponytail at the top of your head toward the ceiling. Yes. Okay, release. Oh, just a different way to play with it. Okay. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Ustrasana, camel pose. If you're going to drink some water, drink it before you do camel. Otherwise, set up for camel. Pad your knees as much as you need. It feels good for your knees. You may, if you have a really thick mat, you may not need it. But if you have a thin mat, you may roll it up a few times and then stand on your knees about hip width apart. Press your shins down to the mat. Bring your hands to your sacrum to remind your sacrum said lengthen tailbone down. You can use your whole palm or you can just use your thumbs. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale, send your elbows back, your collarbones wide, and maybe your head goes back. Maybe your hands go to your heels. One hand, right hand, heel, left hand, left heel. If they don't reach today, that's okay, because that's only part of the pose. It's not the whole pose. The pose really is open your heart. Start to send your hips forward and rocket your heart to the sky. Breathe into the bones of your chest like a flower opening. And then slowly release, come all the way down. To me, that's like really the peak of the whole practice because it's such a big heart opener. Take a moment to feel what's going on. And then slide your heels out to the side. Lie down on your back for bridge. Bring your feet in close to your butt and then bring your hands long so that your fingers could touch your heels. If that doesn't happen, maybe bring your feet a little closer so that they're right under your knees. Palms up. Turn your palms to the sky. Press into your feet. Inhale and roll your low back, mid back, and upper back up. Take a huge breath and inflate the back of your heart toward your nose. Exhale and wrap the tops of your thighs toward one another without squeezing them in, and then send your thigh bones long. If you feel tweakiness in your low back, you may want to lower your hips a little and then curl your pubic bone a little more toward your navel to decompress your low back. To come down, bring your upper back down, curl your tailbone toward your navel, then mid back down, curling, and then low back down. Take a breath in. Open your mouth, breath out. Bridge or wheel. So we're moving to wheel, and you can stick with bridge if you've got a tweaky low back or tweaky shoulders. Otherwise, if you don't have any of those things, bring your hands by your ears. Come on up into wheel. You can go inhale to the top of your head or exhale, straighten your arms, or you can just come all the way up on the inhale. Imagine that you're tearing the mat in half with your hands. Bring your shoulders toward your wrists. Press into your inner feet so you get inner legs and inner hands. Tuck your chin into your chest and come down. Take a breath in. Open your mouth, breath out. Wheel. Come on up. You can use an inhale or an exhale, but come on up. Jeff, wrap your shoulders and tweeze your elbows into the midline just a little bit more. Yes. Yes, nice. Relax your neck. Okay, come down. Breath in. Open your mouth, breath out. Wheel. Yay! Come back up into wheel. There's a lot of wheels. But the first one doesn't even count because it's like pancakes, right? The first pancake, it's like burnt. You just throw it away. So the more wheels you do, the better they get. You can do bridge. But if you can do wheel, then do wheel. Wrap the tops of your thighs toward one another and then down toward the earth. Yes, get stability in your inner legs. And now come down. Chin to your chest. Breath in. Open your mouth really wide. Okay, wheel. Yay, come on up. Yes, be a yes for this. Come on up, wheel. This time I want you to play with something. Once you're up in wheel, come onto your tippy toes and then use that to send your shoulders more over your wrist. Suck your armpits back into their sockets. Come to your tippy toes, come shoulders over wrist. And now keep your shoulders over your wrists and lower your heels back down. Dang. Okay, come down. Chin to your chest. Woo. Breath in. Open your mouth, breath out. Supta Baddha Konasana. Feet together, knees out wide. You can bring one hand on your heart. and one hand on your low belly. Feel what you feel. Right in the middle of the challenge, you get a chance to pause. Bring your hands to your outer thighs, bring your knees in, and then give yourself a squeeze. Let's call that squeeze asana. Reach your tailbone toward the mat. You could do it. You could do like sort of like that third version of wind removing pose here. It's good to decompress your low back. Make the back of your neck long. Happy baby, baby. Ananda Balasana. Ananda means bliss, that bliss that you can access at any time. It's who you are. And Bala, baby, Balasana. Happy baby. Take a hold of the sides of your feet. Let your knees come in toward your armpits. Spread your toes really wide and then roll from side to side. You know, babies, all they need is this to be happy. They're like, toes. Dang, that's so amazing. They would probably try to stick them in their mouths, right? Like, and somehow, like, our toes don't become interesting in it anymore. But when you're like 6 months old and you see your toes, you're like, dang, that's so amazing. And then you try to shove them in your mouth. Lengthen your tailbone toward the earth. And release. We're going to do all the things, all the core work. Get excited. So the first one is scissor legs. And the way that you put your hands is either palm facing down, framing your sacrum with your hands so that you can curl your pubic bone toward your navel so that your arms are underneath you, or you can hold on to the long edges of your mat on top to pull your low back to the ground. So the main thing is your low back is glued to the ground. Bring both legs straight up at a 90-degree angle. And then bring your right leg 2 inches off the ground, keeping your left leg to the sky. You can lift your head if you'd like, or keep it low. Take a big inhale. Exhale, raise your right leg up. Inhale, lower your left leg 2 inches off the ground. Head can be on the ground or off. Exhale, raise the leg back up. Inhale, right leg 2 inches, low belly to the ground, low back flat. Exhale, raise it right back up. Inhale, left leg 2 inches. Exhale, raise it right back up. Inhale, 2 inches, right leg. Pull belly in, exhale, raise it right back up. You can always bend your knees if it's too much on your low back. Inhale, lower your left leg. Exhale, raise it right back up. Inhale, right leg 2 inches. Strong leg, flex your toes. Exhale, raise it right back up. Inhale, 2 inches, left leg. Yes, you're doing great. Exhale, raise it right back up. Inhale, right leg 2 inches. Exhale, raise it right back up. Inhale, left leg 2 inches. Exhale, raise it right back up. Bring your knees into your chest. Release. Oh, good work. Bicycle abs. Oh, yeah. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Knees at a 90-degree angle. Shins in line with your knees. Inhale, curl head and shoulders up. Exhale, left elbow, right knee, string your left leg. Boom. And then go. Twist, twist, twist. Keep your low back glued to the ground. Keep your low belly pulled in toward your spine and wide. If you want to make it easier, bend your knees more. If you want to make it more challenging, straighten your legs more, bring them lower, and keep going. Keep going. Yes, this is you getting stronger. Yes, keep going. Yes, yes. You can say yes every time you twist, like yes, 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 yes. This is me getting stronger. This is me growing. This is me integrating my core into my body. This is me becoming, just like the butterfly, becoming, transforming. Yes, yes, yes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees in, and then you can stretch out any way that feels good. Sometimes it feels good to stretch your toes long. Oh, yes. Arms long. Okay, guess what? We still have a little more core work. Bring your knees into your chest, and then you can rock and roll along your spine if that feels okay, and come up into Navasana, boat pose, or you can just roll to one side and come into boat pose. So let's start it. Let's do it in stages. So everyone bring your heels in close with your heels on the ground. And then hug the backs of your thighs and just have your heels on the ground, knees together. So not the front of your shins, but hug the backs of your thighs, like right where your hamstrings are. Lift your heart. So that would be stage 1. And then stage 2, Albina, heels off the ground. Yeah, keep that same thing. Yeah, and then stage 3 might be one leg straightens. Oh. And then stage 4 might be both legs straight and you're still hugging your thigh. And then stage 5 might be arms release from your legs, lift your heart and your legs toward one another. Wow. Yes, and then whatever stage that you kind of find yourself at is amazing. Lift your heart, Liz, even more. Yes, shoulders down your back. Okay, release that. Cross your ankles. Bring your hands by your hips. And then press into the earth. Lift your butt up off the ground. You can press your feet into the ground, or you can lift your feet up also. So your butt lifts for sure, and maybe your feet. And then Navasana, boat pose again. You take your variation now. I'm not going to talk you through all of them. You take yours. Yeah, Navasana, boat pose. Squeeze your legs together and then minimize the distance between your knees and your heart and draw your shoulders onto your back like 2 fingers are running up your spine. That would cause your shoulders to move back and down and your heart to lift. Shasha, lift your heart even more, even if you need to bend your knees to get there. Yes. Okay, release. Cross your ankles the other way. Pick your butt up off the ground. Maybe you pick your heels up off the ground, or you press your heels down to get your butt up. Okay, now Navasana, boat pose. Yes, the third one's a charm. Yes. Cindy, bring your heart and your knees closer together. Yes. Breathe deep and slow. Belly in. Okay, release. This time, lift your butt off the ground and go through a vinyasa or just step to down dog. So you can lift up and float back to chaturanga. I don't know how you're going to do that, but maybe. And then up dog to down dog. Or just skip the up dog and go to down dog. Huge breath in. Open your mouth, let everything out. Pigeon right side. Bring your right knee to your right upper arm. Bring your right shin in front of your left hip. So you're not laying on your leg. It's the thigh is a little bit out to the right of your hip. Inhale and draw your spine long. Lengthen your leg back. Exhale, bow forward. Let your torso drape. And get your Ujjayi breath moving. This is a moment to settle in. If you're checking your phone and all that, maybe let that go. This is a time for you. This is truly time that you've carved out for yourself. Time for you to reflect, to learn, to grow. I don't want you to miss that. Savor every moment. Soak breath down into your hips, your sacrum, your low back. Let your belly expand down toward the mat. Exhale, very slightly draw your belly in and let your low back, your hips soften. Downward facing dog. Step your foot back, and then if you want, you can do anything that feels good. You can raise your leg, you can bend your knee. You can and you don't have to. Pigeon left side. Bring your left knee to your left upper arm and take pigeon. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Wiggle your hips a little bit. Huge breath in. Open your mouth and let the tension out. Allow and receive. If you do want a little more stretch, you could curl your back toes under, lift your back thigh up, and then roll your inner back thigh to the sky. Wrap your outer back hip to the earth. Stretch your leg back and lower it down. Sometimes that'll give you a little more. Let go in the back of your skull, back of your neck, back of your heart. Listen for the transition. We're moving into double pigeon. So bring your torso up front, and then listen very precisely. And then your top shin stacks right on top of your bottom shin so that they're stacked up like fire logs. This is called Agnisara. And flex your toes back so that they're at 90-degree angles. Albina's doing it. You can stay upright. Flex your pinky toe edges of your feet back immensely. Inhale. Feel for lengthening out through your thighs, lifting your heart. If it feels okay, you can begin to forward fold over your legs. It's okay if your leg is way up in the air. If it's too intense for you, you can simply sit cross-legged and forward fold. Bring your head up. Just stretch your heart forward and slightly up. Exhale, root your sitting bones down as you pull your low belly in. Relax your neck. Walk your hands back, sit up. Bring your legs out in front of you, shake them out. Yes, now do the other side. This time, bring your right leg under and bring your left shin over on top so that they're stacked up. Bring your ankle bone all the way to your thigh bone. So if your legs are sitting inside each other, so Jeff, move your ankle bone all the way to the outside of your thigh, even if it means your leg is up higher. Yeah. And then flex your toes immensely, especially the pinky toe side. And you might need to pick your butt up and move it a little bit to the right so that both sitting bones can come down. Yes. Try that. Now, flex your toes immensely, especially the pinky toe side. Take the wrinkles out of your ankles by whatever you need to do. Yes. Inhale, lengthen your spine. You can stay here, exhale, and forward fold. Inhale and feel for your thigh bones lengthening up out of the sockets. Exhale, draw your low belly back a lot and let go in your low back, in your skull, in the backs of your eyes. You can wiggle your hips side to side. You can forward fold a little deeper if you want. Release all that joy. Straighten your legs out in front of you, shake them out. Bring both legs out in front. Paschimottanasana. Flex your toes back. Inhale, lengthen your spine up. Exhale, forward fold. You can take a hold of your thighs, your shins, maybe your big toes. Inhale, grow long through your spine. Open up your collarbones. Exhale, pull with your arms. Bend your elbows toward the mat and relax. Upper body toward the earth. Let your head hang heavy. Roll the tops of your thighs toward one another and spread your hamstrings down into the mat. Feel for that. Release. Viparita Karani or shoulder stand. Learned it yesterday. So you choose. What inversion is going to work for me today? Might not be the same one as worked yesterday. Just trust that you know. If you're in shoulder stand, really reach up through your toe mounds and flex your toes back toward your face. It's kind of like standing in high heels or Barbie feet. Tailbone to the sky, heels to the sky. You could take plow pose, halasana, your toes go overhead. To come out, very slowly roll out using your core with absolute love. Bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a squeeze. Simple spinal twist, knees to the right. Feel for letting go of any remaining tension. You can roll your head back. One by one, bring your knees back to center. Come on back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Take a breath in. Go to the other side. Just decompressing your low back. back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a loving squeeze. Tell yourself something nice. Shavasana. Corpse pose. Nothing to do here at all. Less is more. You can have your legs up the wall if you want. Find a comfortable position and then ease into it. Everyone, take a huge breath in, Phil. Open your mouth and rinse out. Settle in. This pose, I feel like I come back home. Sometimes I use this pose to count my blessings. Until they run out. Strangely enough, they never run out. Internally, you can simply say, thank you. Thank you for this practice. Thank you for my body. Thank you for this moment. Thank you. Take a huge breath in. Open your mouth and let all the tension out. Then wake up. Fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Bigger body parts, stretch however it feels good. One by one, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. roll toward the screen. And then very slowly come up to seated sit up really tall. Bring your hands to your heart, soft bow of your head. One Om together. Exhale everything out. Big inhale for Om. Bring your hands, thumbs to forehead. And together we say, Namaste.